Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not jealous, not pompous. It is not inflated. It is not rude. It does not seek its own interest. It's not quick-tempered. It does not brood over injury. It does not rejoice over wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails.
What is love? Love is a warm puppy. Not really.
Love.
Well, it's kind of a hard question to answer.
But I hope what you were asking is, what is real love?
We learn about what love is from living and from the experiences that we have. Sometimes love can hurt.
Love's a very irrational emotion.
Love, real love, is a virtue. And since it's a virtue, we know it's a habit.
I think the older I get, the more I understand love as sacrifice.
Love means, in a way, forgetting about yourself and thinking about the good of another person.
True love is selfless.
Love is being of service to others.
Love is a feeling. Love is an action.
When you can be yourself around someone and not have to change a thing, and that person's themselves and you still want to be around them.
Sometimes it's a little surprise that God sends me when I'm in trouble or I'm tired.
Feelings can be very real and impermanent. We would never say, I love this person, and then 2 weeks later say, I don't really love that person anymore. My feelings have changed. I don't really love that person anymore.
Love is hard to find, I think. Love is kind of an honest feeling that you have for another person.
Love is helping someone to feel like they're being listened to.
We wouldn't say that about love, because love is more than a feeling. It's something that just disappears. We knew that 2 weeks later, we know, oh, I guess it wasn't love, because it went away.
To me, love is caring about someone else more than yourself.
Even though each person has their own quirks, you don't mind them at all.
It makes people do a lot of really crazy things.
Being around them gives you a sense of comfort.
You know that your feelings about your husband or your wife or your children or your parents, you know that those feelings change all the time. And you don't say, I do love you today and I didn't love you last week.
There's a lot of different adjectives that describe love, like crazy in love or madly in love.
The love of those people in our lives is just a subsection, really, a form, a different expression of that true love of God.
It may not always just be sugarcoating everything, but letting you know how it is, and even though if it's a tough situation, helping you through that.
I think I'm looking at it from the point of view of a mother's love, and for me, that has been the most powerful thing in my life.
I think love is when you want what's best for the other person, no matter what, even if it's not, maybe it's not you, maybe you're not the person they're meant to be with.
It's like a bottomless, never-ending love.
But you're willing to give them up and say, like, I want you to be happy with someone else because you love them and you want what's best for them more than your own happiness.
Learn about what love is from God.
One kind of love is compassion. And compassion, I think, is a very high level of maturity, according to psychologists anyway.
There's different levels of love.
Love is one of the 3 theological virtues of faith, hope, and charity, or love.
Agape love, which is more equated with Christians. Philia, which is brotherly love, and then you have eros.
The greatest of all of these is love.
Love is something that's hard to attain. It's what everybody kind of looks for in their life.
Not self-sacrificing in a negative way, but sort of putting yourself second for that person, or your family, or a group of people, or even a cause.
The greatest definition of love that we can have is that's who God is love.
You know, always wanting the best for them.
I think it's kind of hard to find somebody who honestly loves you for the person you are, but I think once you find somebody who sees the best in you and pushes you to be that person, that's honestly what love is to me.
Where and how do I see love?
My wife, when she smiles at me.
Just the people I'm around.
And my parents for sure.
My friends, something I couldn't live without.
And the love for my children, the love from my husband.
My parents definitely.
My mom and dad.
With my boyfriend, for sure. He keeps me in line and he pushes me to succeed.
My siblings, every time we get together.
This may sound funny, but it would be my dogs.
The main place where I see it though is in my friends, because I know they like really care about me and really want what's best for me.
Their example of unqualified love, non-discriminatory love, endless love, teaches me lessons.
My parish.
The cliche answer would be like in my family and my friends, but more specifically to me, it would be through my boyfriend.
The priests are always just, everything they say just always makes sense to me.
We've been dating for just over a year now, and at the time when we started dating, I completely thought I loved him. But I realize now that, yeah, it was, I loved him, but it wasn't the same as I do now. Then it was more of infatuation.
I think I also see it in my friends a lot because you go through the same troubles and your friends are able to push you.
And as the time goes on, you realize that that's not the most important part. The most important part is getting him to Christ, and if that's what I can do to him, that's the best thing, that's the best love I can give him.
I see love in my family. My family is my safe haven.
An excellent example of love in my life is my wife, Linda.
I see love in my daughter's life and her involvement in my life and my husband's life.
I have never met a more joyful and other-centered person than Linda. She naturally forgets about herself in the interest of others, and me included, and just does it effortlessly.
They love me for who I am. They accept me for who I am. They understand me despite how hard I can be to live with.
Through my husband and the sacrifices that he makes so that we can have the things that we need, but also the things that we enjoy.
My mom, I love my mom. I can be myself around her. We have so many good times.
As we've become parents, I think we've started to fathom a little bit more the way that God loves us and the way that he loves us unconditionally. Our daughter can be throwing a fit or be in a terrible mood all day, and then she'll smile at us one time and it will make everything better.
My kids, when they come running down the stairs in the morning to give me a hug before I go to work.
I see love in my family, in my friends.
It's just really neat to see that God loves us in probably the same way, if not 1,000 times more.
And in the faces of my students.
And then the love that I give back through the things that I do.
Just waking up in the morning is love because it shows me that God loves me, that he's allowing me to see another day.
It's been so eye-opening to be a parent and to learn to see love unconditionally from a different point of view.
I just see love all over the place.
I think love is something to be cherished. I think that it can be rare. I think it can be hard.
I think about love, sometimes it's so pervasive in our lives that we don't stop to recognize it.
It seems like in this world love is fading. I hope it comes back.
I think when I really know that I am in love with someone or something, it is absolutely not a feeling. But if there is a feeling, it's not really a good one.
It helps us to just grow and mature and become better beings, better spiritual things.
Love is willing the good for another, and I think that's in every aspect. I see love more as an action rather than something that you say. It is something that you do rather than just words.
And when you simply can't resist, however much you want to do what you want, you can't resist doing what you know you ought to do because I love.
If you're fortunate to have it in your life, it's a fantastic thing.
It's just like this incredible, incredible power, and it's amazing.
Don't hesitate too much, but don't think too much either, because love is fleeting.